We started the Resistance in late 2007, I believe, and it's been such a blessing to see how it's grown from the beginning stages to what it's become now. When you watch this project, you can get a sense of how much collaboration went into something like this. We shot with a pretty low budget, especially the trailers that we shot before. We had no budget, and all those teasers couldn't have been done with just like a couple people. There were literally like 10, 20 people who, at any given time were just coming out for free, and they were so dedicated, and through collaboration, I think we created something that everybody can be proud of. I'm so thankful for everybody who just gave us their free time, on their weekends or whenever. I think everybody helped out to create something very interesting and different.
When we shot the Resistance trailers, I think the thing that I walk away with most from that experience is how collaborative everything was. Everything from PAs that were volunteering that weren't getting paid, from the directors to the actors to the extras. I mean, we had some fantastic extras that basically spent 12 to 14 hours a day in the desert in the middle of nowhere, not getting paid, barely having any kind of crafty service, and they volunteered and they put 100% of their heart into it. And I think that's one of the benefits of doing something that is from the heart, is that it's not about the money, it's not about the fame, it's actually about the art and your passion. And everybody that was a part of the Resistance, from the trailer to the final product, basically gave 100% of their heart to it.
In retrospect, I don't think we would have gotten this far if we had met up with Scott Bayless. Eric Rowe and I met up with Scott in early 2008 and started a company called Northern 5 Entertainment. And with Scott's entrepreneurial background, his skills and talents and experience, he really gave us the right tools to create those trailers. He really gave us a chance, and looking back, I'm very thankful for that as well.
I think one of the reasons why Stars and Ghost House were so keen on helping us to make this Resistance pilot was they saw how much hard work and effort we put into the Resistance trailers. And the Resistance trailers we did with pretty much no funding, no help. In Hollywood, there are a lot of set ways that you do things, and when you don't have a budget and you don't have access to these means, it forces you to become creative with how you get your product done. I think that once Stars saw the heart and dedication and the level of professionalism that was given in the Resistance trailers, they just thought, wow, if they could do this with no budget, let's see what they can do with a little bit of a budget.
Imagine a world free.
Leaders at the front.
My name is Aaron Lamb. I work for Ghost House Pictures, and along with Eric Rowe, I'm producing The Resistance. It has so many layers and so many characters. It's a very rich world, and Adrian has done a fantastic job of creating this world, both visually and on paper. It's something that I think it will appeal to a lot of audiences.
I remember getting a message on Facebook from Aaron Lamb, and he told us that he showed a couple of trailers to Stars Network, and they were very interested in taking up a meeting. And that right there, I felt so grateful that someone was taking interest at such an early stage of the project. Because in the beginning, Eric Rowe and I and Scott and Northern 5, we just decided that we're gonna, take a small web show and just self-produce it and self-release it. None of us would have expected it would come this far, and for this project to kind of, get this exposure, I mean, all of us are so grateful.
When we shot the Resistance pilot, we basically had a budget, but it was still a very little budget, and we shot it so fast. In 5 days, we shot the entire thing, and normally I think with that amount of action and choreography that had to go into it and special effects, something like that I think would probably take more like 9 days, and we had so many things working against us, like the weather. I remember this one day we had this tense scene where we were inside, we thought we were protected, but then all of a sudden there was a windstorm, and then after the windstorm it started raining, and then after the rain finally stopped, we had 20 minutes of calm, and then it started hailing. So stuff like that should have gone fast and relatively easy took a couple hours extra, and when you're shooting something that quickly, even an extra 20 minutes spent on the scene can be something that breaks you instead of makes you.
We had a limited amount of days to shoot this entire project, and we knew what we're up against and how fast we needed to shoot, which puts a lot of stress on the actors. They feel they have to nail things on the first take. I give so much credit to everybody. I mean, even in the days we were shooting action, you had extras running around. It looked as if we were playing cowboys and Indians, adults playing cops and robbers, because there's no real guns on set. They were just airsoft guns, so people were just like mimicking the motions of shooting.
Arclight, get down! Arclight!
With the majority of the action sequences, I always got super nervous whenever we're shooting these things because we only had one take. We didn't have multiples for the actors. Their costumes were, if it gets messy, that's it, you're gonna have to deal with it. Because we had only a certain number of squibs and explosions to set off, and we knew that we had to be very on point and we needed to get what we needed on that first take. So yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, Tom Seglia, he really knew what he was doing, and we definitely nailed pretty much everything on the first take.
I think the Resistance pilot is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more story to be told and so much more character development to be had, and it's an epic, epic story with an epic journey. Marketing for the Resistance has pretty much been grassroots. It's been the actors, the crew, the directors, the producers basically going out into the community and blogging about it, tweeting about it, writing about it, word of mouth, trying to get people to watch it. I think that's the fundamentals of grassroots filmmaking and of guerrilla filmmaking. You need people to get excited about the product from the ground up. Yes, there's marketing out there, but I think the main marketing comes from the fans itself. So you just kind of hope that if they like it, they talk about it.
My favorite part of being on a set is the fact that I come here every morning around 5:30 and get a huge beard put on me that takes about an hour, and then I get drenched in blood. No, but honestly, we just finished the fight scene today, which was just awesome because I'm working with these stuntmen that are unbelievable. They know exactly what they're doing, and I've only met with them twice before the actual fight scene took place, and they were able to take me, who is not a badass at all in real life. In fact, I'm the complete opposite, and they were able to make me into this badass killing machine. And you know, I looked at the footage already, and it looks great. So, you know, all that's been fun. Everything we've done so far has been fun.
Pop, pop!
I thought it was interesting that Sonny was able to not cry. On the coldest days here, he was basically topless and covered in blood, and it was sticky, and he was freezing. And there were just times when I would look over at him, and he just was miserable, and I just watched him shivering, uncontrollably, just being like, go.
We started this project more than a year ago, a year and a half ago, and it was, you know, no money, no resources. It was kind of just using our minds and creating what we could, the best of what we could. The fact that this has all been done by this talented director who's only 21, and all the talent here is very young, new, fresh talent. And the story and the way it's been edited and done, I mean, there's so many different types of characters that I think a large audience will be able to relate to, because there's different people who have different beliefs and different types of characters, and we have all that in this series.
The Resistance, you know, all the people that have been involved and, you know, all the people that have been so passionate along the way, you know, through all the different phases, you know, we're so grateful, because I'm very proud of, you know, what we've accomplished to date, and hopefully the audience will like it as well.
Thank you, everybody. Here we go, and action!